What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. Okay. Jesus. This shirt's okay. Whatever, man. What's going on, people? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. What's going on, people? What's going on? Yeah. Okay. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, y'all. Wow. Tough week, man. Give it up for my man, Buck Bewley. I don't know if Buck's in there, man. I'm so busy. I'm trying to... Buck, man. Buck's a trooper, man. Buck. Okay, guys. Oh, he is here. All right. Folks, moment of pause. Our good friend Buck Bewley does the moderating of the chat. Big time supporter of the show. Buck Bewley's he suffered his dog. His dog got hit by a car, man. And if you have pets, you have a pet, I'm sure it's a member of your family. You know what I'm saying? And it's a horrible thing, man. Bo. That's right. Buck Bewley's the loved and cared and member of the Buck Bewley clan, Bo, was hit by a car over the holiday weekend, over the weekend. And just such a devastating thing. He needs surgery. And, you know, man, dogs are expensive, man. And that's just feeding them. You know, we're talking about actual reconstructive surgery. That's expensive. So Buck's got a GoFundMe. If you're in the chat, Buck, put the link up. If you can't, where's the link, Buck? We need to get that. We need to get the link out there, Buck. Honestly, Buck, come on there. All right, so Buck, you do so much for the show. You do so much for the community. It's the least we can do is help you out, brother. So give me hit us with the link. I'll put the link up. Text it to me, Buck. Text the GoFundMe link to my phone. I'll put the link up into the chat, and I'll pin it, and we'll do that. All right, Buck. Come on, Buck. Work with me now. Least we can do. Look, you got to tell Buck we won't take no for an answer, so you don't get a choice. This is how it is. You know, give us the keys, Buck. You're drunk, you can't drive. Give us the keys. It's one of those situations. Give us the GoFundMe. We got to do this. You don't get to choose. That's how you got to handle your friends, man. Some of us don't have good friends where we have to, you know, where we have to force them in and letting us do stuff for them. You know what I mean? Some of us had those friends. That's all they do. This anytime you see them, hey, how you doing? Hey, damn, man, they even say hi to you. You didn't even speak back yet. Oh, hi, Tim. And some of us had those type of friends. And those aren't really friends. Those are, I don't know, dependents. Buck Bewley is a friend of the show, and he's a friend to the community. So let's hook Buck up, man. Buck, he sent me the link. He put it in the chat. Oh, it's pinned in the chat? Okay, it's in the chat. Now I got to find it so I can pin it, Buck. Is it pinned? Okay, I got you. Got you, Buck. Got it. Damn it. That's it right here. I got to pin it. I can't even pin it from here, right? I put a star on it. I don't know if that's a pin. See, I got it. You got to send it to me on here, on text, Buck. Text it to me because when I go in on the mobile app, I can't do it from here. I do it on the mobile app. I'll pin it for you. Yeah, there you go. You're a good man, Buck. Yeah, man. You know, everyone here can relate, man. Everyone here has had friends, family, pet, whatever, man, hurt. And you know, so it's part of life, bro. It is part of life. Everyone understands. Josie Justice says, hey, sending your pooch lots of love and healing thoughts. Black Mamba says pinning is a great idea. Praying hard, Arlene Chambers. Whole crew gets it, man. So whenever, just trust, guys, I'll put it up whenever you finish sending it. You know, sometimes AT&T don't act right for me. You know what I'm saying? It takes a while to get text. So, man, look, guys, we're live. Yeah, you put it in the, but it's not pinned. You got to send it to me so I can pin it, bro. Send me the damn link. Come on, man. Just text it to me. That's all. Text it to me, and I'll put it up. All right, that's it. That's it. I might ask his mom. He don't know. His mom's a big-time supporter. He knows his mom is a huge supporter of the show. I just ask her to give it to me. That's all I got to do is ask his mom. Ask his mom. His mom not going to turn down Tim Black. She ain't going to turn me down. She my friend. Me and her cool. We like this. So, hey, man, you got see what I'm saying, guys? So you got to do people. Sometimes they hard-headed, man. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Tim Black Show. We are a community here. It's the Tim Black Wolfpack. And we've been friends, and we've been dealing with each other online, offline, lifeline. We've been doing it all, man. Hotline. And this is what's up. So look, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack by going to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live, or you can join right here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. And it's great. By the way, guys, the mugs are here. Now, I don't know how good you can see this. The Tim Black Show. It's the fine print says, listen, Nat, man, these gnats are killing me, man. Look, it says politics for the people. It's hard to see here, but it says politics for the people. Get away from my water, man. All right. That's some excellent water because it comes out of an excellent Tim Black legacy mug from the Tim Black Show, guys. So go ahead, go to timblackmug.com and get your mug. I've had a couple people already order, a few people already ordered, and a few people did order, man. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to get those out as soon as possible. You should have them before Christmas. That's right, because I control the shipping, baby. I control the shipping, so I'm going to send them joints out. And, yeah. That's a beautiful thing, man. I like that control. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Yeah, man. I don't have to wait on nobody. Of course, it's more work. This shit. Now it's giving me all types of errors, Buck. I tell you, Buck, I don't know what's wrong with this country. What's wrong with this country? GoFundMe server address cannot be found. Hey, look, guys, I want to thank you. And Elizabeth, how you doing, Elizabeth? How you doing, sister? Thank you so much for all you do. Yeah, man, we got people. The Tim Black Mug Shop, timblackmug.com, timblackmug.com. You know, man, I don't want to be annoying with it, but I do want you to know what's out there, okay? And I've been working so hard to give you. When you order, it tells you we got your order. It sends me the order. You know what I'm saying? Now we're working through the process, and I'm gonna update you, and it's great, man. You know, I just want things to be professional. That's all. Yo, check this out, guys. Beautiful things, man. Beautiful things. So look, the Tim Black Wolfpack You guys keep me going. I appreciate y'all. Those who support the show, you know who you are, and you know, me and Mrs. Black and the ladies, Tim Black's ladies, and the sons too. We appreciate you. Okay. I want to say happy holidays, happy everything to everybody. Happy everything to everybody. Okay. And don't tell me, don't tell me no, because I want you to have a great season. I want everybody to have peace of mind, man. I don't even want to go into my own stuff. It's been emotional last couple of days for me and my family, but I'll tell you, man, I got the toughest babies. My daughters are tough, man, and I gotta hand it to them. Sometimes the strength of a child will just blow your mind. You know what I'm saying? Me and Mrs. Black barely hold it together, and the girls like, you know what I'm saying? Kids are amazing, man. It's not like they don't know what's going on. They know what's going on. Check this out, guys. Look, if you're new to the show, this is actually a politics show. U.S. politics. That's what we cover here. And we do a good job. We believe our mission is people over politics, is politics for the people, right? That's what we do. So hopefully more of you will tune into that. I pride myself, as I'm getting older, to just be a straighter shooter. Man, I'm shooting straight. That's all I do, man. I try to be as blunt as possible and as be as honest and direct when it comes to telling you the truth about what's happening in this country. I feel like this. That's my job, okay? And you ain't gonna keep me from doing my job. How you think that made me look down on my job? We good? Keep it cool. You know, baby. You know it, Dalton. Got the Tim Black Wolf Pack in the house. Hey, guys, real talk. I cooked tonight. I've been busy all day, man. I was busy. I was like, God, how am I do a show, man? But I ain't want Mrs. Black to know I was cutting it close. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta keep pitching in around here, man. Can't just be like, I got a business to run. I gotta take weight off her. She can't do everything. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got somebody that loves you, somebody that is doing a hell of a lot for you, and you are part of a team, always try to show up. Remember, you gotta keep on being that way. You can't, no days off, no days off, man. Like, everybody gets tired. So when I was sick, I was knocked down. I was, and she was sick too. She was like, oh. Okay. She got better before me, right? But then I felt guilty because I'm like, I'm still down here. Oh. She got so much to do, but she wasn't 100%. So, yeah. Work together, man. Work together. You guys don't know. If you enjoy this show, it's because of Mrs. Black. Because I don't think I could do this without her. Yeah. Team. Part of a team. Okay. All right, let's go, guys. Let's get it. Shout out to all the truth tellers out there in the world, man. I love truth tellers, man. You truth tellers are amazing. All right. The title tonight is Stop Trusting Corporate Media. What are you, 6? I'm serious, man. What's wrong with these people? Stop trusting corporate media. Next thing you're going to tell me is Santa Claus is real. Huh? What you going to tell me? The tooth fairy is real? These people, man, believing in corporate media. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? The FBI is our friend. The FBI is your friend. People are ridiculous, man. I shouldn't even have to title this show Stop Trusting Corporate Media. This is basic. They're not working for us. That's like telling somebody to wipe their ass. Now, I can see if you couldn't. But if you are above the age of 6 and you gotta be told this, well, that's the same way I see you if you're an adult and I gotta tell you don't trust corporate media. I look at you like you're a 6-year-old who don't know how to wipe their ass yet. I mean, what kind of mess is this? Your arms broke? Your brain broke? And I want people to know I'm being dead serious. You don't know how this game is played yet? The media demonizes whoever they want to get out the way. You don't know that yet? You need to be told that over and over again. Jesus. These people want jobs, man. We got a horrible. People look at the CEO of United Healthcare and act like that's an isolated thing. There are people doing all types of jobs that are all types of nefarious, all types of bad for us that they're doing. All types of stuff in the food, all types of stuff in the air, all types of stuff in the water, all types of stuff everywhere. And you're sitting up here like, well, this was one bad CEO. Now that's cleaned up. Thank you, Luigi. I mean, come on, guys. So we're going to grow up. Now, us grown-ups know better, don't we? Yeah, hey, there's people running around trying to make this all about one guy. Yeah, corporate media pretending to be independent media would say dumb shit like that because they ain't trying to burn bridges. When you going to realize there's people out here who won't tell you the truth because they don't want to burn their bridges. I don't have bridges, man. The only bridges I know is tie bridges. There was boat bridges, tie bridges, okay? But these people don't want to burn their bridges, so they don't want to tell you the truth, man. They'll make this about one guy. Come on. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's get into it, man. All right. I'm feeling punchy tonight, man. I'm a teeth chipper. First things first. This whole thing about the tapes that were in Diddy's residence. I saw a clip on Pat Bet David. Pat Bet David is the guy who has that show. Edutainment, Infotainment, whatever. You know the guy when you see it. He had a guest on his show and they had a conversation about the rumors that are lurking around Hollywood surrounding those tapes that were seized and about those tapes that went to Diddy residence.
Look at Diddy, for instance. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at him. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at, he has videos. He has videos of the parties. Now, what I've heard, which I don't know how much of it is in mainstream media, I don't really follow the story that much, but what I've heard from friends that are attorneys, friends of mine that have represented me before, agents and so on, is there's a bidding war going on right now. They're driving that price up because if you want your client and your famous actor to not be involved, or famous singer to not come out, here's the price. And that they're just selling to the individuals that are in those. This is what I heard. They're selling those videos. So if you're Tommy X, and Tommy X is a big, big movie star, and he was at some of the Diddy parties, he was in one of those bedrooms with 3 other men, and he's happily married to a woman, and blah. Tommy doesn't want that video to come out. He does not want it to come out. Same thing for Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the interesting thing about the Epstein and the theory about Epstein is we know he filmed people for sure on that island. He has a lot of movies, a lot of films of people that are very, very powerful political figures, and entertainers, business people. So, do you really believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself? Of
course not.
Of course not. Yeah. Okay, so there's other theories that he's in Lebanon. He never died at all. That having the weight of owning those films right now over people. So will Donald Trump release those films? I believe Donald Trump probably has a lot of friends that are in those videos too. I don't know if it behooves him to release them either. But what happens if iconic African Americans or iconic Japanese Americans or iconic Anglo Americans, former presidents, so what happens if they're in those videos? What does that do to the herding of the sheep. I mean, because I believe that's exactly what we're experiencing.
Okay. All right. Now that's Daniel Baldwin. Okay. Been in Hollywood pretty much the last better part of his life, almost his entire life, right? Last 30 years. I mean, he may know some stuff about what's going on in Hollywood more than we do, right? I'm not going to say, I can't deny or disavow, whatever. I can't, I don't know if he's saying what. We don't know what's up. Okay, I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if it's true or not. But I got to believe that we know that there were tapes made at the Diddy residence. We know there were tapes made at the Epstein residence. Do you believe that stuff is being bidded and auctioned off and that people are scrambling now to cover their ass? It raises a good question. What would this mean to the whole house of cards? How would the whole house of cards be affected if it's true? If it's true there are tapes out there and those tapes come out, video recordings come out of your favorite celebrities doing who knows what, God knows what. Now here's the other side of it, man, and I want to point this out. Maybe what they're doing wasn't even illegal. It was just untoward. Yeah, what if what they're doing on the tape is not with anyone underage? It just makes them look bad as hell. You know? Because it is a private matter. You thought you were in a private setting. Or maybe you didn't even know you were in this setting. You didn't even know what was happening. Who knows the conditions of those tapes? Who knows under what pretenses those tapes were taken? But I got to believe that there were tapes. I believe that Diddy does have some tapes. Who knows? I don't know, man. I just thought I put that out because I'm always thinking about the political implications of everything. And it's funny how the people that look at life one way, they look at the life as, depending on where they come out politically, they always look at the other side and saying how compromised the other side is. Very rarely do they take time and say, well, you know what? Maybe both sides. I keep trying to tell people, ain't a whole lot of difference between either one of these sides. But we got people that are stuck on stupid. They believe the media machine. And they keep thinking, these are angels and these are saints. What I'm telling you is, there's every bit as possible that there are going to be Republicans and Democrats, actors, singers, politicians, all types of folks on those tapes. Diddy was so popular at one time, nobody would turn down an invite. And I'm going to be real with y'all, which I always do my best to do. Whenever I hear somebody saying, hey, look, I left just before the party got started. Every time I hear people say that, I always think BS. Are you like me? How many people are like me? Whenever you hear somebody say, oh, no, I'll leave before that. No, I'm gone. I'm out of it. Always, though. Why would they invite you if you always leaving? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, like, who are the people? Why would we believe that? I look at them as suspect when they be up there saying, nah, not me, man. I went, but I ain't see nothing. I think it was like Marlon Wayans. I was there, but I left early. Jamie Foxx, I was there, but I left early. Everybody left early. I mean, who literally was at the parties? You would think nobody was at the parties, because every time I hear somebody talked about it, every time it's brought up, everybody talks about they already left the room. How you gonna have a party if everybody leaves the room, everyone leaves the party, when the party gets started? I'm just wondering, man. I'm just trying to figure it out. How you gonna have the most popular parties that ever happened? Jamie Foxx used to talk about his party he threw for Diddy. Remember that party he talked about? He put it in a comedy routine. I tell you, man, people don't like keeping it real. They don't. The other side of this news I like to bring out was Jaguar Wright. So Jaguar Wright has been sort of like the Yoda. Yeah, the hood Yoda. The hood Yoda about all types of disgusting things done by celebrities, particularly hip-hop celebrities. Well, we all know that she's been talking smack about Jay-Z and Diddy and LeBron, and everybody. I mean, she just been somebody who's been making a living the last 10 years talking about deep dish pizza or deep dish gossip. She became like the dark web for Wendy Williams. Yeah, the dark web, Wendy Williams, dark web edition. That's who she's become. And I saw this guy, Torre, who I find often annoying. But he was saying how, Jay-Z decided to go after her ass finally, and now she's trying to recant her stories because she don't want that lawsuit. And I'm just sitting there, I'm going, does anybody have any ethics at all? I mean, I was never a person that listened to Jaguar Wright and gave it any credence. I just thought, as a media person, I thought that's the lane I don't want to be in. I'm sure there's a lucrative upside. I don't even want to know how much money you can make. I don't even want to know how much money you can make by talking loose and fast with the truth about celebrities. I know it's millions of dollars that can be made from that. But I don't want to know nothing about it because that's not the lane I even want to play in. When you start doing things for money like that, you end up in a bad position. And I'm just saying. So I never even entertained it. But here's the thing. If you're going to be doing something for 10 years, and now if the roosters come home to roost, you should have to stand on that. You should go face the music. If that means you lose money, you lose money. And if you were lying, you stand up and say, hey, I lied. But don't say people took you out of context, girl. Come on, sister. Don't say you were taken out of context. Don't say AI. Stitch together your conversations. That wasn't AI, that was you. And that wasn't AI, that was AdSense. That wasn't AI, that was Instagram. Jesus. Anyway, man, I put that out there, man. Guys, let me know what you think. I believe when people talk loose and fast, they should have to stand up. And when the people come, and they want to take you to court, well, there you go. Produce those people, produce those sources you've been saying that you had, because for the last 10 years, you've been saying you had sources. And I'm just saying, now it's time to bring those sources. Or it's time for you to fall on the sword. How about people just being honest? Look, I got caught up. I needed a way to support my family. I looked at it as entertainment. And I figured this person's so big, ain't nothing I could say could ever hurt them, really, because they impenetrable. It wasn't like I went after people that I could actually hurt. It's not like I went after. It's not like she was Alex Jones and she went after private citizens who didn't have a national profile. She talked about celebrities who are already constantly in the news being trailed by paparazzi. So it's a little bit paparazzi. Paparazzi, not Pavarotti. That's a singer, Tim. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Let me know what you think. And if Torre's wrong, remember, I got this from Torre. I don't know if she's recanting anything. But that's what he said. What's up, people? Let's keep it going. Wow. Here we go. So the Luigi story and the story about Daniel Penny, both they both cause so much commotion, right? Both of these stories at the same time, in the news cycle at the same time, cause a lot of commotion. I want to tell you why I'm glad they're in the news cycle at the same time. We're going to get into that because you need to hear this perspective. But let's go to this clip where there's an MSNBC panel and some things to discuss. Come on.
Because there's something else I really want us to cover, because there has been huge reaction in the last week, right? We saw Daniel Penny, his acquittal, and at the same time, and a very, very, very different situation, but Luigi Mangione, the man who's now accused of the murder of the United Healthcare CEO, two very different situations, but in both situations, there's a person dead. And reactions that we are seeing are hugely celebratory in some circles, right? J.D. Vance is taking Daniel Penny to the Army-Navy football game tomorrow. And what we've seen in the last few years, right, we see the media divide us. We see that, sex sells, but anger and hate sells even more. How concerned should we be, though, that the American people, groups of the American people, are celebrating violence? Like, violence, that's the solution. That's what everyone should be doing these days. How concerned are you that this is where we are in this celebratory mode?
Very concerned.
All right, folks, let me break this down for you. That's not what's happening. These two stories don't have anything to do with each other. Okay? This is when we got to take time and see. Often what happens when media entities, they know what they're doing, they put things together and they say them quickly. But if you look at, if you slow them down, rewind, and break it up bit by bit, you realize what they created is a narrative that isn't altogether true. First of all, the Daniel Penny case has no relationship at all to the Luigi Mangione case. First things first. People were celebrating Daniel Penny's acquittal. Okay? Difference. Daniel Penny took a life over a year ago. Luigi took one last week. Big difference, okay? So one was a case that went through the judicial system. Whether I agree with it, you agree with it or not, it's a case that went through the trial. It went through the court, it went through a jury. That was that case. People who believe in him, as in any other case where people believe that someone's innocent, if they're found not guilty, people are happy about that. Penny didn't kill Jordan Neely yesterday or last week. He didn't kill him in broad daylight over anything about the healthcare, like over a seat on the train or whatever. That's how it happened. So, I disagree. Now, look, I'm a person who's not happy about what Daniel Penny did. I don't think it had to come to that. I think it was unnecessary. That's what I believe. I also understand that some people say, Tim Black, you weren't in this situation. You may have done something similar. You don't seem to be a wallflower, Tim. You may have stepped in too. What if you stepped in to do something? You don't seem like you're afraid of smoke. I'm not afraid of smoke. But I'm also very black. I've been very black for a long time. And I don't put my hands on nobody unless I think I gotta really put my hands on them. Because I don't have bail money. I don't got a family with some money to get me out where I could go tour in Africa and shit. Daniel Penny is from a different social and economic class, and we different. He's a white guy, he's a young white guy, he's a Marine, and as you'll see, he's sitting in the Army Navy game with the president and the vice president. You think that's where I would have been if I'd have done the same thing? You think that's what Trump would have done? See, I think it's beautiful what Trump did, guys. This is beautiful, actually.
President-elect Donald Trump in Maryland right now for a storied American tradition. He and a handful of key allies are at Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland, for the 125th annual Army-Navy game. Elon Musk, Pete Hegseth, Ron DeSantis among Trump's entourage at the game. Also with Team Trump today, Marine veteran Daniel Penny, who this week was found not guilty of manslaughter in Jordan Neely's death on a subway train in Manhattan. Let's bring in Associate Editor for the Wall Street Journal, John Bussey. Kind of interesting, John. It's a tradition for the sitting president.
Yeah, I want to point this out. For me, Landover, Maryland ain't nothing about 15-minute drive, 20-minute drive. Landover, Maryland, I used to live in Landover. It's like a stomping ground for people in the hood. So I could have easily swooped on over to the stadium and kicked it with them. But here goes my question. Here goes the question, guys. If I would have beat up if I would have choked the life out of, if I'd have choked the life out of a white passenger who was acting erratic on the train, you think Trump would put me on would have put me to the game, would have took me to the game? Would I have been at the Army National game? Just asking. I don't think I would have. And that's why I won't put my hands on no one unless it's absolutely, positively necessary. But I still don't think those two stories are the same stories. I think that Stephanie Roll from MSNBC, I think these people are just, that's what
Because
they
there's something
do.
else I really want us to.
They create narratives. They create BS narratives to suit themselves. And they get yes men and women who will go along with those narratives and act like they cannot deduce what's being done here. Now let's talk about the Luigi thing real quick, guys. I know we've heard a lot of people talk about it at this point. It's everywhere. But I want this to be clear, because she says it's all about taking lives, and we want people to think that they can solve problems using violence. I don't think that's the message. I think that's the message. Well, I think this is the message that they want us to think it is. They want us to believe this is the acceptable way to go, because when we attempt to solve problems with violence, what happens? Well, we got all the guns in the world to shut that shit down. I was checking out a clip from a brother who sounds so much like Malcolm X. When I was playing it, Mrs. Black was like, "Is that Malcolm X? Why is Malcolm X talking about something that happened last week? How you gonna tape of Malcolm X talking about something that happened last week?" I was like, "Baby, nah, baby, Mrs. Black, that ain't Malcolm X. That's brother Shaheed. Shaheed. Listen to what brother Shaheed says about the Luigi story, and I want you to get a different perspective on what the message is that the media is trying to propagate to us, and the message that America itself, what America wants you to take away from it.
Next generation is estranged. So you have an oppressive system in your country that has made everyone believe that it cannot be held accountable, that it cannot be changed, that it cannot be modified, that is completely contemptuous of the population and completely rejects any externally demanded discipline or ethical reform. A system that has very deliberately made people feel powerless to change it. Even the people within the system, within the power structure, even they have been made to feel that the power structure is unchangeable and that it's impossible to hold it to account. And you have all that in a society where you believe that human beings are adversarial beasts in a zero-sum contest for survival and dominance. Well, how do you think that's going to play out? See, you did what you did with your society because you have this mentality, this predator-prey mentality. You don't have democratic instincts. You don't believe for a second that the people are supposed to hold power accountable. You only ever said that because you know that you come from a so-called civilization that abuses power as a function of power.
Right.
So you have a deep paranoia and a suspicion about those in power because you know how you are. You know that you can never resist abusing power because fundamentally you do believe in the law of the jungle. So you came up with this democratic theory, this artificial model of public accountability for the government, and then you almost immediately shifted real power away from the government. And you.
So look, check this out, guys. This is what's so deep about this. What Shahid is saying is America came up with a way. See, our government operates and says it's a democratic government and that the people control the government. So what do? They outsource everything to private industry. Private industry is not democratic. Those insurance companies are run by a government entity you can vote in and vote out, right? The people that own our healthcare industry are corporations. The ones that own our school industry, corporations. The ones that fund our jails, our prisons, corporations, not government. Government's not running it. That's the whole purpose. That's intentional so that the system continue to run and that you can't hold government accountable for it. We have the greed of corporate media, the greed of corporations to run it. With basically no rules other than we live in a capitalist society. We got the free market and let the free market do as it will. It's just the free market operating the way it wants to operate. You know what I'm saying? So this is a strategy. But listen closer here as he breaks down why is it so important for people not to feel hopeless. They want us to feel that we're hopeless against, so that we have to resort to violence, because resorting to violence never works. And that gives them the ability to knock down your movement. When you resort to violence, they didn't just mow you down. There's nothing they want you to do more than resort to violence, so they can knock you away, so they can take away the moral authority. Now you're no longer on the high ground, and you can be mowed down. It's important. Check it out.
You transferred it to the undemocratic private sector because, again, you can't help yourselves. Once any of you have any power, you reject accountability. So, yes, you moved power into the private sector and declared that business must be untouchable. Business should be free to operate however it likes. And the so-called invisible hand of the market can wrap its grip around the throat of government. Well, you created this dynamic in your society, this law of the jungle, dog eat dog, winner take all. You created this dynamic in your society. You know, the one at the top of the hill won't let anybody else up. So you have it designed so that the only way for anyone to ever be at the top of the hill is to knock the other guy down. You understand me? Because you have insisted on the unaccountability of power in your so-called democratic society, you have literally barred any civilized approach to the redress of grievances. You have told your society that power will never bend. So the only thing that is to be done is to break it. That's the lesson that you taught your society. Like I said, I don't believe that peaceful protest or economic protest or nonviolent methods are necessarily ineffective or useless. But you have actually deliberately convinced people of that as part and parcel of trying to make sure that the power structure can be unaccountable, because you know very well that you have to deny the effectiveness of what is effective. You never want people to think that they have a viable option of resistance and change, because the fact is almost every single successful social movement in America that has actually improved the lives of people has been achieved through nonviolent methods, through patient long-term strategies. And you can't stand for that to happen. So no, you don't want people to believe that what works, works. Because you have an uncivilized, predatory mentality, because your power structure is tyrannical, you need everyone to feel overpowered, and you need everyone to feel helpless. But when you have such an adversarial relationship with your own people, and at the same time have implanted in them a Darwinian concept of human animals into their heads, eventually, with no other options being regarded as plausible, you make violence inevitable.
That's right. And they want you to be violent. Get it? They want Luigi Mangione. They want they want there to be copycats, because then they could just tamp down on everybody. It's not going to be successful. There's no amount of CEOs. There's no fear that you can put in the CEOs that's going to change the system. But what can happen if you boycott enough shit, if we peacefully protest, the argument is if we peacefully protest, if we use economic protests, boycotts and the like, those things are effective, but they take time. And most people don't want to put forth the time or the effort. And people out of frustration, they say, well, that doesn't work. But when we look back, and I had to think about what he's saying here, when you look back over history, what has helped? What actually worked? What actually worked? It was peaceful, nonviolent protests. It was the moral high ground. Those were the things that worked. It was the bus boycotts. Those things did work. Did it ever work when we burned down cities? Did it work? Did any of those violent measures actually help? Look, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it won't take a lot of time. I'm not saying this is an ideal situation. The idea would be not to be in this situation. But what I'm saying is, when they dangle the carrot and it makes it seem like the only way out is to do what Luigi Mangione did, and what she's trying to say, what Stephanie Rule and MSNBC, the panel, was saying people are acting as if violence is the way to go. I disagree that violence is the way to go, because I don't see how it could possibly be effective. Yeah, it may draw some attention to the issue, but then I think that needs to be followed up with what? Slow, tedious, focused, organized action. Not praying and wishing, not burying your head back in the sand. and definitely not doing the same thing he just did, because that is not going to get us anywhere. They just put another person right in that guy's spot and probably pay him more. Now they're going to pay that person more. Now you just saw a $10 million job become a $12 million job with full security. Well, they're going to stop doing their practices. That's going to take government to get involved. Anyway, this is just something I was considering. I love his take because it's not a take that I was hearing from others, and it made me pause and think for a second about. It made me pause and think about what was being displayed. Okay, yeah, and to pause and think about what he was saying, what he was expressing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But look, this is just like I say, it's open to interpretation, man. It's definitely not cut and dry. But I tend to believe he's correct. I believe they want us to feel frustrated. Luigi Mangione, rich kid, well-to-do, valedictorian. He's not going to die because he doesn't have health care. He's not going to lose his life. His mom, his family, they're not the ones at the brink of losing their lives because they don't have the proper coverage. What was it about his story that made this an inevitable for him to take things to this extreme? Why did he do that? Did he have to do that, or is that what he chose to do? And all I'm saying is, what will be the outcome of what he did? Do you think people are going to be galvanized? Shahid goes on to talk about school shooters and how we end up getting school shooters, but they're out of frustration. These people do these heinous acts. What are they changing? He talks about Timothy McVeigh. He talks about Ted Kaczynski. And them doing similar acts, and they all thought that this would lead to revolution. But in neither case did those acts lead to revolution. All right, guys. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. I appreciate y'all. This right here is sort of a one-off. Damn it, where's that guy? Okay, I got it. Now I know what I was missing here. Where's his shit at? Did I grab it? Okay, who knows? Okay. So look, guys, the election's over. We need to move beyond the election. I get that totally, right? But what about Kamala Harris? What's she gonna do? You think Kamala Harris is done? No, she's not. Not so fast. She ain't done. She wants you to know it too.
Of Harris running for governor.
What she's been saying to people.
Tell us what the likelihood is of Harris running for governor.
What she's been saying to people over the last couple of weeks, donors, other supporters that she's been talking with, is you haven't seen the last of me. I'm not going quietly into the night. Advisors, people close to her, are debating about what that means. They do not want her final official act ever to be essentially certifying Donald Trump's win over her, especially 4 years after January 6th. And so they look at this governor's race in California in 2026, and it seems to them like a layup, essentially, that she would probably clear the field, or mostly clear the field, and she would get to be governor of California. It's a pretty good job, right? It was good enough for Ronald Reagan and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jerry Brown. But if she does that, that means that she couldn't turn around and run for president again in 2028, right? She'd need to essentially declare right away. And that is what it really comes down to, because there are people close to her who say she didn't get a fair shot this year. It wasn't up to what she could have done, and look how well she performed anyway. She should get to go again in 2028. And then there are ones who say, look, with where things are with the Democratic Party, she would not have a clear field, a cleared field, rather, in the Democratic primary, and could lose the nomination. And to come off of 2024 into that would be really terrible.
Tell us what the likelihood is of.
Yeah, whatever, man. I hear these people talking, and I tune them out for the most part. Listen, Kamala Harris failed for a very important reason. And that reason has not changed. And I think it's going to still be there with her in 2028. And that reason is She's not a savvy politician. And I don't know what she could possibly do over the next 4 years that would change that about her. Is there some type of politician school she could go to? Is there some type of authenticity training ground? Is this sort of like, I don't know, some type of fit camp for public servants? Where they develop some type of persona or charisma? Some place where they could do that at a boot camp type setup? I don't know what could happen. Is she going to have a brain transplant? She going to go all beef and get away from the word salads? She's going to go all raw meat type of diet? What's going to happen? I can't see this at all, man. You know, I don't know what's so wrong with being vice president. That's a pretty big job. 10 years ago, I would have been amazed that there was a woman that was a vice president. It would have been a monumental feat. We'd have been like, wow, this woman became vice president. People dreamt of that. And then that quick, no matter who it is, no matter what they bring to the table, now we're all supposed to lose our minds because that person did not ascend to the highest of the highest offices in the land. It's okay. I mean, it's not enough. She was at the highest office, but now she got to be at the highest of the highest office in the land, or we ain't did nothing, or America's all garbage, or America just hates her, or hates women, or hates black people, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that ain't the case. To become president is a monumental, as a feat no one deserves. No one should have any type of feeling that they're entitled to it. Nor should it be anything where you could just say, hey, that's mine, and this person should get it because it's a certain name of identity group. That's not how this should work. At the end of the day, it's too elusive a position. No one deserves to be president. No one deserves anything in this life. Maybe besides our constitutional rights. And not too long ago, black people didn't even have those. So I don't know, man. I'm absent of any type of empathy towards the situation when it becomes to Kamala Harris. You had a good run, Attorney General, Vice President, Democratic nominee for 2024. That's a hell of a run for somebody who I think who has benefited numerous times from being the chosen one. Not so much the earned one, but the chosen one. And that's great for you. And if you know what, if she wants to prove me wrong, if all the Kamala fans want to prove me wrong, have her go earn it. Have her go run a race without $1.5 billion, without the celebrity endorsements. Have her go do that. Have her go develop an actual base of people that rock with her, that support her policies, that are bought into her ideology. Have her go do that instead of cheaply trying to purchase something. And remember, guys, regardless of what they say about how this came about Biden not stepping down, dog. I never feel sorry for somebody who owns their own plane. Never feel sorry for someone who owns their own plane, their own security detail, or their own clothing line. And I think she's got two of those. And besides, I'm sure she'll do fine with her husband with the BlackRock money and all the other investments they got going on, all the other under-the-table bullshit that's happening that her and most Democrats elites take full advantage of. So it is what it is. What we need to be worried about as a people is worried about as our best interest being served. And that's one of the reasons why I like the fact that Trump, I meant to add this on the last segment. I like the fact that Trump took Daniel Penny in that box up there at the game. I like the fact he shoved it in the face of America because I do not want black Americans to ever think we can just go jump and line up with Republicans. Yeah, I don't want anybody to be that delusional. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. You still living in la-la land. You think all you got to do is switch parties? These people are so lazy. They have not learned a thing. Now, those people are delusional. They think the problem is just the Democrats are horrible. No, the problem is our system's horrible, Goofy. That's our problem. And if you think that problem is rectified by simply voting for Donald Trump, he's going to prove you wrong there because he's going to continue to do dumb shit like that. There was no reason in the world why he needed to have Daniel Penny at a game other than to give himself a victory lap, other than being gratuitous, over the top, and self-serving. There was absolutely nothing to be gained by that. A phone call to that young man, if he wanted to do so, would be enough. He did not need to do that. He did not need to do that. And the fact he did it, knowing that there's a large amount of people in the country that disagree with him, but he did it anyway, for whatever reason, shows. Well, look, I'm just glad he did it because I want people to remember. If you think you're gonna go run to that plantation, you got something else coming. You got something else coming. All right? And it's important that people understand that. Don't get upset. Don't shoot the messenger. I see people, they be writing me dumb stuff. Oh, Tim, you don't like nothing. Dude, this system is garbage. I can't make it ungarbage so you have a better day. I can't tell you it's an 80-degree day when it's 48 degrees outside with clouds and overcast. Okay, fine. It's sunny. Happy, dummy? Happy? Go put on some shorts and some open-toe shoes. Have at it. All right, let's keep it going, guys. We good? We good? All right, now look. Fun times, baby, fun times. This show is brought to you by the Tim Black Wolf Pack. Yes, it is. Oh. Buck sent me a picture of his doggy, man. Something about animals, man. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It just tugs at your heart, don't it? Well, here we go. Oh, shit. Tim, you can't do it here. You got to grab it on Twitter. Didn't you just say you had to grab it on Twitter? Yes, I did say that. Hang tight, guys. I got to do this for my friend. There we go. They loaded up this time. Okay. Share button. Let's see. Share. Bastard. I always want to protect me from whatever I'm doing. There you go. I think I finally got it, Buck. Look, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Black Wolfpack. Give me 30 more seconds. We're almost there. Here we go. Oh, now I can do it. Shit. Damn. I don't know if it's even letting me do it. Son of a. Is it even letting me do it? Comments, brand, chat, banners. I don't know why this is such a pain in the ass. Well, you know what? I'll put it on the final video. I don't know why it's not letting me pin it. I'm unable to pin the link, guys. All right, folks. All right. It takes me to the link and won't let me do much else. All right, guys, check this out. This is going to leave a mark, okay? Time to leave a mark, guys.
It's not inevitable because it has to be.
Get rid of this. Here we go. Okay, so, man, what's happening with the media game right now? What's happening with this country? What people are doing now to try to save face, trying to survive. I tell you, man, our system is garbage. And I say that for a reason, not just to tick you off, but because it is. And people try to survive within it because there's a lot at stake. This is a country you can very much end up living outdoors. This is a country where you're only as good as what you did for me yesterday. That's the type of business we are in. Okay? Stop trusting corporate media. They're not working for us. Stephen A. Smith has been one of those people who's been very popular in mainstream media. Now he's entered into politics. Recently, he put out a clip where he was sounding the alarm of the Democratic Party. He has been doing so sort of like back and forth like a seesaw. And I think when he was hedging his bets with Kamala Harris, he was also teetering and tottering around the Trump world. And now I think he's finally decided, well, I guess the coast is clear. I think it's safe for me. And I think it's safe, the word is getting from ESPN, I think it's safe for him to play a little bit more in the Trump sandbox. This is something that's been going around. I heard we covered it with Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian, with the Young Turks. People have been talking about Morning Joe, Joe Scarborough, Mika Brzezinski, what they're doing over there. And they're not the only ones. And that's because the flavor of the month is always going to be the flavor of the month. And in this case, it's the flavor of the next 4 years. And what's happening with these media conglomerates is, hey, ratings and money. F your feelings. Anyway, here goes Stephen A. Smith now having a revelation. Shit, where did this file go? Didn't I just download this? Well, hell, where'd it go? Sorry, guys, I'm looking for where it went. Oh, well, you have to hit actual download, Tim Black. Okay, here we go. Well, having to edit in all the mistakes. There we go.
The news comes amidst a bombshell report from the Justice Department that revealed the FBI had at least 26 confidential informants on the ground when the Capitol was stormed on January 6, 2021. The report says most of the informants engaged in illegal activity during the chaos. The Justice Department says only 3 of its 26 informants present had been instructed to observe potential domestic terrorist suspects on the day of the riot. The rest of the 23 appear to have gone to the Capitol on their own accord. Upon hearing news of the report, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance posted the following on X, quote, "For those keeping score at home, this was labeled a dangerous conspiracy theory months ago," end quote. Didn't hear anything about that for the election. Didn't hear anything about that when the quote-unquote insurrection was broached by Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee. the belief that Donald Trump was a danger to democracy and using this as a profound, illuminating bullet point to make that case. And now here we are yet again finding even more evidence to Donald Trump's claims when he articulated that the process is rigged. My big issue is that I'm really, really sick and tired of every time I turn around finding something else that the Democrats have lied about or downplayed or misrepresented along the way. I mean, I see Republicans like Megyn Kelly or Officer Tatum or Candace Owens or, the Sean Hannitys of the world. You know what I'm getting tired of? You know what I'm getting to the Democratic Party? You know what I'm getting really pissed off about? I'm getting really ticked off at every time they open their mouth about something pertaining to y'all, they seem right to make the case that the right had a monopoly on insidious, evil tendencies, corrupt tendencies, duplicitous, hypocritical, untruthful tendencies. And every time they made those accusations, we turn around and find out that at least some of them are guilty of the same shit. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of all of it.
Trump wins the election, we all know that.
Yeah.
He was in the White House this week, right? Joe Biden literally was like, welcome back, right?
Home, baby.
Okay.
Home, baby.
And
home, baby.
And even in the Vice President Kamala Harris's concession speech, she talked about how, she's there to help the next administration, peaceful transfer of power, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I observed those two things. I observed not just the White House, but then the speech that President Biden gave and the speech the Vice President Kamala Harris gave. And so I asked a simple question. The question I asked was, well, what happened to all the threat of democracy talk? What happened to the talk of him being a fascist? Mm-hmm. I literally am speaking about those two people in particular. Mm-hmm. That's why I say you would think in those speeches that they gave that they would have said, hey, y'all left up America. Things are about to be a bumpy ride for y'all.
Okay, so in the first clip we had Stephen A. Smith saying, oh my God, here goes my realization. I realized that the Democratic Party's not everything that they claim that they are. They've been doing a lot of BS, shenanigans, and oh my God, I have come to my senses. Democrats are full of shit. And then, of course, Charlamagne the guy with similar rhetoric. Oh my God, why the Democrats told me this, they told me that. It doesn't appear to be true. Boo-hoo.
But it was none of that.
So it was really just boxing.
What do you mean?
They just were promoting a fight. You know how when the fighters talk crazy shit to each other, the second the fight is over, they're hugging each other, kissing each other, taking selfies.
Well, that's the question I asked. Did they really believe those things? And when I say they, I'm talking about Vice President Kamala Harris and President Biden, because, people always take clips and, cut them up.
Of course.
Right? And take them out of context, because I'm speaking in particular about those two individuals and the two speeches they gave. That's why if you listen to the clip, if you listen to it in its full context, I say you would think in their speeches
they would have mentioned
something about him being a threat to democracy in America. Y'all effed up, whatever.
Go. Now, I think you showed some support to the new administration. You were like, hey, we got to.
It's support to America.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Now, here we go, folks. And this is the point I'm trying to make. And I think Stephen A. Smith and Charlamagne the guy think everyone is stupid. And they only right about half of everyone. And they're half right. Some people are stupid. Half of America is very stupid. It's but not all of America is. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people any of the time. And here's the deal, man. Both of them are playing the same old game. And it's lame. And I think they believe that we weren't watching them when they were saying all the shit they were saying. Folks, if you've been talking about politics, if you didn't know both parties were full of garbage, you still never been talking about politics. It's impossible not to know this. I'm trying to tell you, folks, it's impossible. If your job, Stephen A. Smith's job is to commentate. He's been talking about politics now for about 3 years. If you've been talking about politics, you get up, you do that job. If you're a if you're a member of news, if you're a journalist, if you're a commentator, if you're a political analyst, if you even current affairs analyst, if for you to act surprised to find out the Democratic Party makes up shit, you are bogus. It is also impossible to be a person that says that, hey, I'm a righteous person on the radio. I have a following. And to be doing that type of job for well over a decade like Charlamagne and then try to pretend that you were fooled by the chicanery of the Democratic Party, give us a break. Cut all the cap. No one's going for it. At least no one with any sense. Folks, I'm trying to tell you, you know what goes on at your job. You know who's got the better prices in your industry. We all know what's going to happen when you file a grievance with HR. You already know how certain mechanisms within your company work because you work in that company. You are part of that. You know the inner workings behind the gate, what goes on. You know when the inventory comes in. You know when you look in the computer, if there's an item there, you already understand it. You already know what's going on. To the customer who's looking at you over the desk, asking you the question, whether it be in person or in phone, those people look to you to know what the hell is going on because you worked there. You mean to tell me you got your fingertips on the computer to look up the inventory and you can't tell me if there's an item available on the shelf? Charlamagne and Stephen A. Smith want you to believe that they work at the helm, but they have no way to look up anything. They don't know what the company policy is for returns. They want you to believe. They think that you are that stupid that they could tell you, oh my God, they told me we didn't have any. Turns out we got a whole bunch of them back here. They told me that was the last one. You had to take the open box. I didn't know they was just putting spray paint on the bottom of your undercarriage. I didn't know there wasn't an actual sealant that would truly protect your car for the next 10 years, that there's an upcharge, and I get a bigger cut out of that. Oops, I didn't know, ma'am. Sorry. And I understand that there's some people that are stuck on stupid. But there's something beyond stuck on stupid to believe that these guys suddenly figured it out. Now, what it is that there are people that are so pressed, and it's the dangerous thing about our politics. There are people that are so invested in these political personas that they will delay reality, suspend reality, just to try to side with some bullshit if they think it helps their side. Even if it, by helping their side, does not even actually materially help them. They're that goofy that they would pretend to believe Stephen A. Smith. That when he starts getting all loud and amplified, when he starts saying, all you Democrats, when he starts doing all that ranting and raving, you really don't think he didn't rehearse that? He didn't plan to do that? You really think he doesn't know? He didn't know that Kamala Harris was a horrible candidate? How could you not know that? How could you not know that they fabricate news? How could you not know what all celebrity endorsements are full of shit? How could you not know? How could you not know about Trump? How could you not know Trump had a viable ticket to the White House? How could you not know that if you do this business? It's impossible, folks. I'm trying to tell you. As clearly as I'm sitting here with you now. I'm wearing a hat. You know how dumb I would have to be? How delusional I'd have to be to say, oops, I forgot I even have a hat on. I'm on camera. I can see myself here. And I tell you, oh, I didn't realize I was wearing that hat. For you to suspend in your mind to give me the benefit of the doubt that that would be the case would mean that you are either crazy or you just like me so much or you think you can benefit by riding with me on that. That we'll all have a big laugh at the end of the day. And that's the way I see Charlamagne the God, his supporters, that's the way or his fans, and the same thing with Stephen A. Smith. Because there is no way that these people are honest. They're just not. They're all playing a game. The game is to pretend that the rug was pulled up under you. I roll with you as far as I can ride with you, Kamala Harris. Both of them roll with Kamala Harris. Both of them roll with Kamala Harris. Both of them. And all of a sudden, they're both acting like they didn't know what was going on. You didn't know there was more than 9/16 or, January 6th? You act like you didn't know? How could you not know there was more to it? It was just everywhere. You know how far in the bubble you'd have to be to tell me, Stephen A. Smith, you didn't know that there exists other footage that showed some people walking into the Capitol, escorted? How delusional would you have to be to believe that there were no FBI present? You mean at the Capitol you thought there were no FBI? There were FBI at BLM marches, doofus. And that's not at the Capitol. How you gonna know there's marches that the FBI has infiltrated marches at BLM protests and not believe that there's FBI infiltrating marches at the United States Capitol of the, like, how could you be that dumb? And if you are a person, here's the kicker, guys, and we ain't gotta stay here all day, but I gotta make sure people understand. If Charlamagne the God and Stephen A. Smith are truly that stupid, they should never be listened to again because there is a level of competency that's necessary if you're going to be talking to people. You should not just be able to say, oh, I didn't know that that's not what Trump said when there's tape available. There's tape available. Yeah, I had like 2 chances, 2 times when someone sent me a clip that was AI. One clip I was rushing, I put it up. I didn't realize it was like Kamala and she sounded drunk. And I always thought she sounded drunk. So it got past me. I put it up and then they were like, no, that's not her. That's AI. Oops. And it was just her talking, but she sounds so bad all the time. How did I know it wasn't the real thing? And then the second time, it was when dude had them Mitch McConnell had the rag around his head, the bandage, and that was a simulation. And then I put the second clip in the video to kind of show it, but I thought it was hilarious, so I put them both. But it never took away the context that Mitch McConnell needs to have several seats. There was no reason why Mitch McConnell should be in front of people. But I will admit, those 2 AI images at one point, or those videos, did get me at one time. And I think that's AI. Anybody can miss a shot with AI. But guys, if you're telling me you went through an entire election cycle and you didn't realize that you weren't being put together, you actually went and campaigned for Kamala Harris, Charlamagne, you actually went to you went on stages, you conducted interviews, and you didn't bother to ask important questions that would shine light on the empty vessel, which is Kamala Harris. You actually didn't know that. So when you were telling us all this time, oh, she's so great on mental health, she would be an amazing president. Was that bullshit? I think it was. I think you knew all along what we were dealing with. And we dodged the bullet. And now that there's a new sheriff in town, you want to make sure that you get on the right side of the sheriff because you would like to still get money. And that's the same way Charlamagne, and that's the same thing Stephen A. Smith is doing. He just wants to be on the right side to make sure he can put his hand out and get some money and not have any problems and not face any blowback for riding so closely and so hardly for Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party. There is a solution for this. Here goes the solution where you don't have to worry about if you rose so hard for a particular party and now they're out of power and you are worried about your position or you're worried about retaliation. I have a solution for you. It's controversial, but it's also priceless, and I'm going to give it to you for free. Here it is. Stop being a sellout. Yeah, stop picking up money from political parties and stop trying to game the system by lying to people about these shit parties. Instead, stand on something to be a grown-up. Stand on something to be an upstanding man. Stand on something to be a real black man. That's about your community instead of about your fucking bank account. How about you do that? Then you don't have to worry when one party's out and one party's in. Now you got to tap dance and regroup and move over to the other side because you were on neither side to begin with. You were on the side of the people. Both of you pieces of shit could have chose to be on the side of righteousness, the side of justice, the side of the truth, and roll for your audiences. But instead, both of you scumbags were more concerned with how much money could you pick up. Could somebody ghostwrite you another fucking book? Both of you. You're both the same. In fact, I can't tell you apart. Unlike the people that kiss your ass, that need to ride your coattails, I don't need either one of you motherfuckers. And I will continue to tell it just like it is. We don't need less people like me. We need more people like me. Both of you are horrible. You're both of you are nothing more than sellouts, scumbags, sleazeballs. You know what, Stephen A? I detest Jason Whitlock's politics for the most part. Can't say it's politics. But he's a better man than you. Yeah, he may be a fat bastard, but he's not a lying piece of shit. He doesn't pretend that he's riding with black people for black people and then do what? Then switch up and ride for this candidate, then have no heart at all, have no backbone at all, fold like a lawn chair and vote, and then say, well, I'm going to support Kamala anyway, even though I think she's horrible, even though I think she's a feckless, pointless-ass candidate, but I'm going to ride with her anyway. And then when she falls, say, I can't believe I was lied to. They've been fooling me the whole time. I'm really not the bad guy. I'm just made a mistake. I'm a knucklehead. Yeah. I may disagree with Jason Whitlock's summations of the black community. We can have arguments about that all day. The way I feel he throws black people under the bus to benefit his 80% plus white audience, conservative white audience at that. But I tell you this, at least he ain't trying to play both sides and then taking no responsibility for either. Charlamagne the God and Stephen A. Smith are the same person. And neither one of them should be invited to any cookouts at any time that involved anyone of melanin content or anyone with any type of ethics, backbone, or the use of mirrors in their home, which will require you to look in the mirror for 2 seconds. They are scumbags and should be treated as such. And until we start excommunicating, calling these mofos out, we're going to continue to suffer these fools. All right. I'll rest my case. Well, look, guys. That's pretty good. I think we did pretty good. Oh, I didn't know. Wasn't me. Both of these assholes doing the Shaggy routine. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was me, but I was fooled. It was me, but I believed them. I don't know nothing. I ain't be got no weapon, officer. I ain't be doing nothing. I ain't know what was going on. When I listened to Bernie, I was on a different mindset. I actually thought Bernie Sanders was the better candidate. I believed that. Then when his ass was like, I don't even know what reparations is, I was like, what the fuck? I switched and said, screw this. I cannot be that guy. I didn't say I was fooled. I didn't say it's somebody else. No, I said I changed. I had to change. He left me no choice. I had to switch because I could not ride for somebody who wants for his people but he don't want for my people. What kind of shit is that? What's that say about me? These two guys do not operate that way. And there's too many people that still idolize them. They say, oh, that's good. He playing the game. That's how we supposed to play. No, it's not. No, you're not supposed to say, Charlamagne just doing what he got to do for that paper. And that's why we where we at. Don't you get it? That's why we're all fucked up. Because too many people say, hey, we need to be scumbags. We don't need to have a code. We don't need to have criteria. We don't need to have ethics and a way in which we move about the world. We don't need to, we have to, sometimes we have to be uncompromising in our beliefs. And we have to follow those up with actions that support what we say we stand for in the faces and the eyes of our children and our women and the younger brothers coming out watching us. And if we don't have the backbone to do that, man, we ain't gonna never get off the fucking bottom. And you know what? We don't deserve to. If we're gonna keep looking at sellouts because they got a nice truck or he can drive a nice car, he ain't gonna do nothing but end up in the same cemetery as you. At the end of the day, do you get it? None of that shit goes with him. He can't take it with him. Yeah, I know, Tim, you're so holier than thou. I'm not holier than thou. I make mistakes all the time. Difference is I own up to them. All right. I think I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, I want to talk about Chris Rock, though. Can I talk about Chris Rock before Chris Rock leaves? Well, before I leave, can we talk about Chris Rock real quick? Unfortunately, I cannot play Chris Rock's sound, but I can play the clip without the sound. And I just want to tell you, Chris Rock was on SNL last night. Folks, he came out and did his best Chris Rock routine. And what's good about it is, I think it appears that the Democrats hate him again. And that's good when the Democrats hate you because that means you're trying to do comedy. Yeah, if you're trying to do comedy, you're always going to piss off the Democrats. Way too many pronouns and other shit to trip over on your way to trying to get to a punchline. It's my joke because it's honest. People that love talking about immigration are funny. Yeah, there's times Chris Rock isn't funny. But hey, you know what I'm saying? It's hard being funny for 30 years. Chris Rock's been funny for about 10 of those 30 years. Something happened. Hey, man, look, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Nobody can win them all. It's a good time. It's a good time. Excuse me, y'all. I guess I'll take another one of these. Any more tea left? A little bit. Hey. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to pick up yourself a Tim Black mug. Go to timblackmug.com. This is the Legacy Tim Black Show, Politics for the People edition. It's $20. That includes shipping. Yeah. And they'll be there before Christmas. All right, that's it. They're here. I got 100 of them. Well, 99 of them. Well, 95 of them left. Yeah, I got 95 left. So anyway, while supplies last, get your Tim Black mug, timblackmug.com. TimBlackMug.com. That's it, man. Join us. Become a member of the Wolfpack. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Tim Black Show. And now let's go to comments. What a night. Tony B. Tony B says, say my name. Okay. Black Mamba, I'll do my best to share Bucks GoFundMe. We will make a difference. Wolfpack looks out for each other. Real talk. Elizabeth Lundy says super sticker. 118 Debbie. Thank you, 118 Debbie. Megs came through. Inhumane education. You saw old clip of you on Jesse Lee Peterson. What? You saw that dog for real. Hilarious. Love you, dog. Appreciate you. Yo, man, Inhumane. That's crazy, dog. That was like 5, 10. How long ago was that? Jesse. Dude is a comedian. He a comedian. I had a good time, man. You know what? I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this guy trigger me. I'm going to have a good time with this shit. And I did. Trust No Party. Thank you, Trust No Party. Smiley. Much love. Keep doing your thing, big dog, from the Smiley family. What's up, Smiley? Appreciate you, Smiley Emery 89. And of course, Norma J says, great show, Tim. Thanks. Well, thank you, Norma J. We do what we can with what we have. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's enough. Thank you, Buck Bewley, for fighting through the situation, brother. I will come back. Maybe I can only pin things after or when I first create the show. I know it's the way to do it. You know what? I bet I could do it here. I bet I could do it here. Damn it. Shut up. Let me get to it. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm scrolling, Buck. I can find it, man. I'm still tuned in. Oh, shit. Oh, here it goes. Got it. I had to go to YouTube on desktop, and I was able to pin it, Buck. There we go. Now it's pinned. But it's all good, man. Some people catch they'll catch the re-show, and they'll see it. All right, guys, thank you for tuning into the Tim Black Show. Thanks for not forgetting, well, thank you for remembering. Thank you for remembering that we still do this. All right, I got nothing but love for y'all. Don't let anybody take your cornbread. Find a link and support Buck's dog, Bo. Bo is one of the good ones. So is Buck. Cheers, my brothers. Oh, and as always, where my girls at?